Welcome to the NTSC 5 and 5 series, where I, Ashwin Krishnan, host amazing CISOs and stand out in 90sec. Today, my guest is Havlovitz, CISO at Haleon. Questions to her: cybersecurity is often a choice between risk and probability when it comes to deciding budgets, etc. How does she deal with competing priorities in her organization? Does the CISO now have to show ROI in security investment? And if so, what advice does she have? What piece of advice would she give to aspiring CISOs? And two really personal questions. Watch on. So, Laurie, it's often been said that cybersecurity is a choice between risk and probability when it comes to deciding budgets, priorities, and projects, etc. How do you see yourself competing with these daily priorities in your organization?
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that, gosh, we all have to think about, but really it's running a business when you think about it. Everything's about risk in your life. That's what I try to, talk to people about is you have to make choices on where you spend your money in life. Are you going to spend it on insurance? Are you going to spend it on putting up a security system? So it's very similar at a company of where do you want to make those investments? Where do you want to accept some risk and say, that's okay. Maybe it's not as critical. It's not a crown jewel for your company. And so that's what I recommend to people is thinking about what is the most critical part of your business. How are you making sure that you're protecting that? And then maybe you want to accept some risk. Maybe you want to transfer the risk with insurance, etc. So that's the way I look at it.
So, talking about risk again, in terms of ROI, right? And this is not something that was typically in the vocabulary of CISOs, but today it's turning out to be that you got to show ROI for security investment. So, in this economic environment, what are your thoughts on how you do this and advice for other CISOs?
Yeah, it kind of goes back to that. What do you want to do about the risk? But it also can be an enabler for your business when you're really in a business that is about trust. And we definitely are here at Haleon. What kind of promise are we making to our customers, consumers about availability, about integrity, etc.? So I think that's where you really need to weave in that ROI is what's the most critical thing to those stakeholders and that return on really saying we're investing here because of that.
So, what advice would you give to an aspiring CISO, him or her?
Number one, you need to sleep at night, even though every single person is going to say, how do you sleep at night? It's so important to find that distance at times. You need rest, you need to recharge, and you need to know that you've got a great team that's taking care of it while you're asleep, right? That's really important. I think the other thing is you're not going to know everything. There is no way. This space changes so much every day. You have to rely on number one, your team, but number two, your network and, the great people that you know in this industry and keep in touch with them. What's changing? What are you doing? What's going on? That kind of stuff. So I'd say those are the two things to really keep in mind.
So, switching to Laurie's personal side, right? What is your proudest achievement and why?
Well, I am a 3-time now cancer survivor. That is an achievement. When you think about it, I think you and I have talked about, we're recording this in October. It's the beginning of October. Breast cancer awareness and security awareness the same month. I mean, it's very similar, right? When you have to think about prevention, super important. I'm proud that I continue to do that. And early detection, same thing as cyber. Once again, I had early detection every time I've had cancer, having a support network, all those things. So it's not me alone. I've had such great care and support from everybody, but I'm proud of that.
And last question, what advice would you give to a younger Laurie, let's say from 15 years ago?
Be more confident and don't get caught up in the small things. I think women, especially, I would worry so much about how I looked and what I was wearing and what did I have myself all put together and lose track of, hey, it's the message I'm delivering. It's not that I'm perfect and I'm not a perfect person, but I can influence and help others and really help grow a company and mature it. And at the time, I would get caught up on things that had nothing to do with that. So I would say that's my advice to my younger self. You've got a lot going for you. You know more than you think you know, and it doesn't matter that you've got the perfect outfit. So,
Awesome. Thanks for your time.
thank you.